The Raptors suck at tanking. The Raptors suck at tanking. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and as it stands right now, the Raptors are currently in the 12th spot, and they're only a half a game back of that 10th and final playoff spot. The Wizards and the Bulls are ahead of them because both those teams did win on Monday. The Raptors have 14 games left, and for as bad as this season has looked, they still have a chance for the playoffs. To quote the great Jim Mora, playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs? The Raptors might have a chance for the playoffs. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Raptors' remaining schedule and if they could actually still make the playoffs. But before we get into it, as always, drop a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, ring the bell, and I do want to announce that today's video is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. And Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, including yours truly. Join the movement for all of your below-the-waist grooming needs. And guys, Manscaped just launched in Canada. So for those viewers in Canada, you can now be one of the first Canadians to experience their life-changing products. Now, most of us men have at least had one bad experience when trying to clean themselves below the waist. My last bad experience came on Valentine's Day. That's as much information that'll give you. Ever since using Manscaped's products, I do not have the same issues that I used to have before. Now, it is effortless, and that's because Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team perfected the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and have the Lawn Mower 3.0, which is what you're looking at right here. Their 3rd generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. When I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes so you can take a longer shave. The waterproof technology allows you to groom in the shower as well. How convenient. And one of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trimming. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. And let's not forget about the charging stand. Show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a convenient charging dock powered by USB. If you are listening to me speak right now, I want you to experience this product firsthand. To get 20% off and free shipping of all of Manscaped's great products, all you gotta do is use promo code LUCA3 at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. That's 20% off with free shipping using promo code LUCA3 at manscaped.com. It's time to shave those balls, gentlemen. Go get yours. Link in the description down below. Okay, so before we get into the Raptors' remaining schedule, I first want to tell you about how this play-in tournament actually works, because a lot of you have been hitting me up and you have said, hey Luca, can you make a video about the play-in tournament? I kind of don't understand what's going on this season. So I'm going to put the two concepts in one. Not only are we going to look at the Raptors' remaining schedule, but first, we're going to take a look at this play-in schedule or play-in tournament and see how the hell it works. So how does the play-in tournament work? Well, the teams that finish 7th and 8th will join the teams that finish 9th and 10th in a 4-team play-in tournament to determine the final 2 playoff spots. And here's how the format works exactly. The 7th place team will host the 8th place team in a 1-game matchup. The winner of that game will earn the number 7 seed in the playoffs. Then the 9th place team will host the 10th place team in a 1-game matchup as well, and the loser of that game is eliminated. Then the loser of the 7th place versus 8th place game will host the winner of the 9th place versus 10th place game in a 1-game matchup. The winner of that game will earn the number 8 seed in the playoffs, and the loser of that game will be eliminated. And then from that point on, the playoffs will proceed as usual. So if the playoffs started today, the Raptors would not be in the play-in because they are currently in 12th. They would need to secure that 10th spot to be qualified for this NBA play-in tournament. And then if they do qualify and finish 10th, they would then need to win 2 one-game matchups to get into the playoffs as the 8th seed. And that's where they would face either the Nets or, as it stands right now, the Philadelphia 76ers. And you better believe the Sixers will be a little worried if they have to go against the Toronto Raptors in the first round, especially Joel Embiid. We know how much the Raptors have clamped them up over the years. Now, with the Pacers, Hornets, and Heat having some breathing room, that final 10th spot is going to come down to the Raptors, Bulls, or Wizards. So now, we're going to take a look at these teams' remaining schedules, and we're first going to start with the Toronto Raptors. So you look at the Raptors' remaining schedule right here, guys. They got the Nets, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Nets, the Nuggets, the Jazz, the Lakers, Clippers, Wizards, Grizzlies, Clippers, Bulls, Mavericks, and then they finish off the season with a date against the Pacers. Now, the first big question that comes to mind is who will be playing for the Raptors? Will the Raptors elect to rest their best players down the stretch, which has been a common theme over the last couple of weeks, or will they give in and play their top players in an attempt to make the playoffs? Looking at the Raptors' remaining schedule, and it does seem very tough on paper. The winnable games that stand out to me are the Knicks, Cavs, Wizards, Grizzlies, Bulls, Mavericks, and Pacers. So that's 7 games right there. Then the Raptors will have the Nets twice, but will the Nets be playing their guys, or will they be resting or out? I mean, Kevin Durant's not going to be playing tonight, and I don't think he's going to play in the game tomorrow night when the Raptors take on the Nets. Then the Raptors got the Lakers and Clippers twice. Both those teams could also rest some guys. And then there's the Nuggets and Jazz. The Raptors could actually finish up strong here and put themselves in a position to get that final 10th spot for the play-in. Now let's take a look at the Wizards schedule, who won yesterday. They got the Warriors, Thunder, Cavs, Spurs, Lakers, Cavs, Mavs, Pacers, Bucks, Raptors, Pacers, Hawks, Cavs, and Hornets. They have some teams that they should easily be able to beat. And then the Bulls' remaining schedule is as follows. They got the Cavs, Hornets, Heat, Knicks, Bucks, Hawks, Sixers, Hornets, Celtics, Pistons, Nets, Raptors, Nets, and Bucks. The Bulls, I would say, have a tough schedule, and they've been struggling with this whole Vucevic experience. And LaVine is also out for the Bulls, so I think this is going to be a tough final stretch for the Bulls. And looking at all of these 3 schedules in hindsight, I think it is going to come down to either the Raptors or the Wizards for that final 10th spot, that final play-in spot in the East. And it's important to note that the Raptors and the Wizards still have 1 game against each other on May 6th. And that matchup could prove to be an absolute big one. Again, the wild card in all of this for the Raptors is what they will decide to do with their players. Will they continue to sit key guys? Are they still trying to tank? If they do sit out key guys, I think this last part of the schedule is going to prove to be too much for the team, and I don't think the Raptors will get in, especially since they got to go up against some of these tougher teams that we just looked at. But if we see OG, Fred, Siakam, and even Kyle Lowry come back for the Raptors, and if they give it one last go here, they could very well claim that 10th spot, in my opinion. And then, assuming the Heat win their 1-game matchup and claim the 7th spot in the East, the Raptors would then have to beat the Pacers and the Hornets to get the 8th and final playoff spot to make the dance, which is very, very doable. I mean, if the Raptors would have to go through those 2 teams to get in, I would not be intimidated, and I don't think a lot of Raptors fans would be intimidated as well. We will see what happens, but this should make for a very interesting last part of the season. But I want to get your take on this. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think the Raptors are going to try to continue to tank the rest of the way? Do you think they're going to give in and play some of their top players? And ultimately, where do you see the Raptors finishing in the East? Do you see them getting into that final play-in spot? Do you see the Raptors missing the playoffs, the play-in entirely, and just getting a high lottery pick? How do you see these final 14 games shaping up for the Toronto Raptors? You know my stance on all of this. I did want the Raptors to tank. I did want them to just get a high lottery pick. But like I said at the start of this video, the Raptors suck at tanking. And clearly, this whole tank memo has not gone the way that they would have hoped. So, I mean, they're in the situation. They're right there. Will this team decide to go for it, or will they continue to rest key guys and just hope this last part of the schedule crushes them en route to a high lottery pick? We will see what happens, but leave your opinion on what you think is going to happen for the last part of this season. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Ring the bell. And again, if you want one of these great products from Manscaped, this is the Lawnmower 3.0. Go get yours. Link in bio. Your balls will thank you. That's it for me. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all again tomorrow night when I do a live stream when the Raptors take on the Nets. And remember, be great and stay blessed. Peace out.